Okay, hello and welcome. I hope everyone's doing well, especially after Christmas. I'm doing pretty good. So if I eat any more fruit mince pies, Christmas pudding and fruitcake, then I might be in danger of disliking them. But, you know, that would be a terrible thing to happen. Anyway, we're going to continue with Thimbleweed Park. I mean, like, few days, I'm gonna have to remember where we were up to, what we were doing, and how everything links together and all that. Oh well. Which one was it? This one. Yes. Okay. So let's see. Oh, pardon me. What had we been doing? We had just made a thimbleberry pie and given it to the attorney downstairs because it was one of the requirements for him to read the Chuck's will. We've also decrypted the will. And now we have to get into Chuck's tomb for the will reading. We have to also get inside the pillow factory. Get key to pillow factory. Okay. Was there a reason why I'd come to the bedroom? Need a tape, hint book. We have this tape and I haven't watched it. I think it's just a movie. We used a we borrowed it from a machine in town, and yes, that's right. I don't know whether it's of importance, unless someone really wants to watch that movie. And we'd also have to find a Betamax player, because apparently there isn't one in town. That's very pointedly not useful until the end of the game. You have the wrench. We know where the key is. The key for the factory is here.
Hello, Safely First Savings. Your money is in our hands.
And this, he keeps getting calls, and I don't know how to do that.
Is this an obscene phone call? I wish I could get them to stop calling.
What happens if I get... Oh, yes! There was also the people going through this puddle into the forest. Here comes one right now. The kid dressed as Batman. Or maybe Batmite? Yeah, and they disappear there. I'm thinking we have to put something into the water to make their footsteps stay visible so that we can follow them. But I don't think I have anything. Unless we have to find more ink somewhere. Let's get Ransom to go to the bank. We'll see whether that solves any problems. Hello, I'm here to brighten your day.
I will wait until he's done.
Oh.
Is this an obscene phone call? I wish I could get them to stop calling. What are you doing here, Mr. Clown?
Mr. Clown.
I want that key.
I'm sorry, I can't release the key. Not to anyone.
Well, you, Mr. Banky McFace. I want to apply for a business loan.
If this is about those awful clown dolls, Mr. Clown, then we've already been through this. The answer is no.
I got other ideas, face. Ransom the Clown Trapper Keepers. When it opens, it can curse the kid out. Something like, do your homework, you little... We'll make so much money that Lisa Frank and her LSD animals won't know what hit them.
Still a no.
Well, you then. Why do you hate my doll idea?
I don't think it's your worst idea, but I think you are overestimating your celebrity, Mr. Clown. You have no collateral, and your credit rating is shot to hell since you filed for bankruptcy. In short, you're too high risk for a business loan.
Oh, well, your mom is a high risk, you son of a... How can I improve my credit? There's gotta be some palm I could grease or some ass I could kiss. Seriously, who do I have to get a loan around here?
We're way beyond that, Mr. Clown. The only way you will get those dolls made is if you find yourself a wealthy investor.
Okay. Do we know anyone who is a wealthy investor? Well, there was, and then they died, so.
This is a stick-up. Give me all your money in unmarked bills.
And you'll threaten us with what? A water pistol? Your balloon?
Jeez, Ted, the only stick-up around here is the one up your...
Mr. Clown, your jokes weren't funny on The Tonight Show, and they certainly aren't funny in my bank.
Goodbye, Mr. Face.
Don't rush back.
Well, that went well. Can we give this to you?
He doesn't want it.
No? What about this?
He doesn't want it.
Hello, Safely First Savings. Your money is...
One of those fancy new wireless phones. There's no phone number on it.
Okay.
I need to keep them on long enough to trace the call.
Right.
Piece of crap painting. I think it says Pillow Factory on it. It's a small wooden animal figurine.
Okay. Very descriptive.
Hello, Safely First Savings.
He doesn't want it.
What's with all the heavy breathing and moaning? I need to keep them on long enough to trace the call.
Yeah, right. I don't know whether we can do anything with that phone. I wouldn't know what we could do. There's also Francis
Shut
here.
up in there! The Terminator will never have a sequel.
Secret spellbook. Escape to the afterlife. Right, yes. So there's the spellbook also to get.
Shut.
Can we talk to you?
Do you know how we can get out of the hotel?
I've asked you this, but I want to refresh my memory.
Visit your dead relatives. If you have the spell book and offering left for the dead, that is. I don't know how the spell worked exactly, but I know the secret room smelled really nice.
Right, okay, we found that. That's
See you soon,
upstairs,
Virgil.
and we put a flower in it, which was an offering for the dead. So, we've done that. Don't think you can do anything with it. Cause feedback? See, I wouldn't know where to find a spellbook. Unless it's in here somewhere. But I would...
The elevator isn't on this floor.
Yep.
It's still showing December 9th.
And I don't know. Room 302. That was the one which had the guy in it, wasn't it? It keeps turning it off.
That doesn't use electricity.
If you are a debt collector, then this number is no longer in use. Otherwise, you know where to find me.
Okay. Well, could I get Francis to call someone? I don't know whether that would be useful. And I don't have any numbers which I desperately would need to call at the moment.
It's the math trophy I won when I was 12 and attending a summer program at Thomas Bodeman's School of Mathematics. It's made out of solid pewter, except for the infinity symbol, which is pure titanium.
I think the bear repellent just means that you don't hear the bears growling when you're going through the forest. Unless a bear actually shows up at some point. Which it hasn't so far, but perhaps we haven't gone to the right place in the forest for that. This is how we got the movie rented. Drop by our secret meeting. Don't touch the electric fence. Code 321287. I think this is related to something in the forest. But I don't know how we'd get there. As I said, we can't follow the people. As soon as they go off screen, if we follow them, we don't see them move off somewhere. So that's why I'm thinking we need to get them to leave a trail for us to follow. The tricky thing is trying to find, like, what's supposed to be the goal at the moment, because you always have several things which it says that you need to do, but you can't do them all at the one time. Some of them are specifically for later chapters. This is the secret room. We found the secret light switch, which turns on the candles. There's this flower here, which we put there. The podium. We zap the podium.
That doesn't use electricity.
Blow on the podium. Blow on the flower. Chill the flower.
I get no satisfaction from chilling. I get no satisfaction from chilling. There's no water to splash there.
Can we blow on you? No.
Stay away from my crystal.
There's no water to splash there.
Stay away from my crystal. The crystal is impervious to your pathetic attempt at chilling. You'd barely stop ice cream from melting.
Great view. I can see everything from here.
Oh, hold on. Get out of here. No.
Hey, new ghost, I told you not to bug me.
I'm gonna keep bugging you until we can find out what I'm supposed to be doing here. You say no. How you use it, I think it's pretty much you just, like, use it.
Hypothetically, if I was to get the crystal, how would I use it?
Well, you're not going to get it. Okay, hypothetically, you would just take it into my secret room, and you'd be able to talk with the living. That's it.
Okay.
Bye, Xavier.
So,
sorry for bothering you.
Francis needs to get this to talk to Dolores. Whether he needs to do that now, or that's something he has to do at the last point in the game, or closer to the end. You see, because getting the crystal is apparently not something we need to do to leave this hotel. That requires us finding the book. And I don't know where that would be. Like, I haven't seen anything else in here. So, And I'm pretty sure there's nothing on any of the other floors. All the rooms are basically exactly the same. Not that I'm going to go through them all. We've done that previously in an earlier chapter, so if something has changed to one of them now. $12.09. Is the number relevant to anything? 12. No. I was going to say, is that a release date? But it can't be. What month? Yes, the 32nd of December. My favorite day. For some people, the year never ends. Okay. Oh, also, I had a comment from one of my earlier videos about one of the cutscenes we'd had. There was a brief cutscene where we had Reyes here on the table here. It was one of those. We've had these a few times. They're like cutscenes, like viewed from a TV or something. A lot of static and it's in black and white, and it had the. Either the sheriff or the coroner, the same guy pretty much, but, you know, different costume, standing there, as well as someone else, which I thought was Agent Reyes, but it might not have been. And Reyes was, like, lying down on the stretcher, or on the table there. I don't know what that was referencing to. Apparently, this person was saying that they didn't know either. I'm gonna have to think about it and see whether I can come up with any theories as to what it meant later on. Maybe it's just there to sow doubts and discord. Because it made me think that Reyes was like a robot or something, perhaps. I don't know. But it might not be relevant to anything. I don't know. Those cutscenes, I haven't really known what to think of them because I haven't been able to grasp how they're relevant to everything else in the greater scheme of things, I suppose. I can't really remember what all of them were. Mostly because at the time, they didn't really mean much to me. I don't think we're going to go through the sewers again. I'm just checking the front room here again. But, because I've been all the way through there. But yeah, because I don't know what they mean too much at the beginning when they're shown, because it is sort of stuff which you need to know later on. I don't tend to remember them.
By Howard the Duck at the Laserdisc Chalet. Signed by crowd member number 453, Ron Gilbert. If you are reading this, turn back immediately. Sewers are no place for people who bother to read signs on walls. An ad for Smart Buy Electronics. Buy 6 for the price of 1. No wonder they went out of business. An article from 1972 about the factory fire. But the text is faded, so I can't read it. I don't want to pick that up. Exposed wires that look kinda dangerous. I don't want to pick that up. It doesn't seem to fit that. I'm sure it has a very important use near the end of the game.
Yes, yes.
Promotions from businesses that closed down in town.
Yeah.
This must be where any water drains to. It's stuck. But I also don't want to go down into that dark hole.
Okay. This just turns the light on and off. We can close the box. But there's nothing there, so it doesn't really matter. There's nothing at the bus station now, is there?
No one is in there. If by look at you mean smell, I've already done that.
So this was something which was mentioned also. Apparently you can use...
Throw it away? I don't think so.
Apparently if you can throw something into the rubbish bin, you just don't need it anymore. It's a way to get rid of excess items in your inventory, but... I don't throw anything away, because they could be useful, even though my previous statement just affirmed that you could only throw away items which have no purpose. It's just an odd concept to me. There's this also, but we haven't found any tokens. And I don't know whether we will. I don't think there's anything in here. This phone was ringing.
Order. The coin slot is filled with glue, the buttons are missing, and the cord to the receiver is cut. Otherwise, it looks fine.
This phone was ringing. Don't these phones generally have like a number on them, which is the number for this phone, so you can call them? Like the banker, I think. If that's the banker, he is listed in here. But we've rung this. This is not actually the banker. This is someone else. Is he under P? But I don't think so. Am I going through this again? Safely First Bank. 5095.
It's out of order. The coin slot is...
I think I've rung that though. Well, Ransom has it.
I don't need to call a bank when I'm already in the bank.
Okay, well, you're not in the bank anymore. Was it 5095? Yes.
Hello, Safely First Savings. Your money is in our hands. Is anyone there?
Give me 2 pizzas.
I think you have the wrong number. This is a bank. Now, goodbye.
Actually,
It's a button to call the elevator.
call every number. Well, how much time do people have? Part of me thinks that I should, just so that I can hear all the messages left by patrons. Or, not patrons, backers. But the other part of me realizes I have much better things to do. You have all week. Oh no.
It's a phone.
Okay, let's use the phone. Also welcome.
Hello, Safely First Savings. Your money is in our hands. Is anyone there? Is that you again?
Whoa.
It sounds like you, but I'm not sure.
Blow.
I'm almost certain you're the same obscene caller as before.
Mo.
It is you. That's right. Keep it your moaning. I'll get you. Keep talking. I've almost traced you.
Aha!
Rattle, rattle, chains, chains.
Why do you think you can waste my time like this? Keep talking. I've almost traced you.
Okay, we got the factory key.
Ooh.
Woohoo!
I know where you hid your money. Oh.
Can he actually hear that? Or can he just hear the moaning and all that?
Enough pranking for today, thank you.
Oh. Okay, well that was entertaining. We did it! We got the key for the factory. Let's go over there. It's hard. I wasn't. No. It makes sense in retrospect. However, I don't know. Did we ever get the impression? I guess because it was over a phone, he was manipulating like the electricity in the phone or something like that. I'm trying to put logic to this. Not really, but okay. Francis can't talk to Dolores. That's why he needs the spell to be cast to be able to talk to Dolores. If he can talk over the phone, then we could give Dolores the mobile and have him talk over that. But I don't know the phone number for the mobile, so that's a moot point. Unless we call the mansion phone? They don't have a phone there either. At least they're not listed in the book. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just like whistling and, you know, breathing and all that sounds, not really specific speech.
It's a cell phone.
Yep, we don't know the number for it. Okay. Let's go here.
It's a locked gate.
Use gate factory on
The
there.
key fits.
There we go. Can we pick that up?
Unlocked padlock and chain. I don't want to pick that up.
Could be useful. Okay, let's go to the factory. Been taunting us this whole time. Okay. What's that say? RS-101 or IOI? Pillowtronics, the mechanized pillow factory of the future, established 1954. Pillow guy.
I see someone shut up the pillow man. Pillowtronics, the mechanized pillow factory of the future, established 1954.
Doortron 3000, red button, big doors.
The doors are locked, and there's no place for a key.
Those doors look like something that belongs in, Rapture.
It's a Doortron 3000, but it's missing its tube. Looks like a tube socket.
Okay, we're going to need to get, Dolores here. Is this for punching in? 505. Speck of dust. There we go. So I hope people's Christmases have been good. As I said earlier, mine was pretty good. A lot of food. Corroding silo.
There's a radiation sign on this silo. Must be radioactive waste.
Well, fun. Can we pick it up?
I'm not touching that slime with my bare hands.
You might get superpowers. Back door's open. Is it? Oh no, that's the security office. There's actually a door there. It's just really dark.
It says security above the doorway in tiny letters. It's already open.
I guess it's like half open?
There's no door to close.
Wait, what? It says security office in the black there. Is he talking about this sign up here? Is this text here supposed to denote, like, something for the developers to know which room to link this door up to? Hello? That will be his father. His mum, him, and his pet dog.
I was cute as a kid. I miss Dad. There's his watch in the photo.
Was he holding it? Oh yeah, there.
I was cute as a kid.
Can you pick it up?
I miss Dad. There's his watch in the photo. It would be nice to have this photo of my family. I'll leave it here as evidence until after we're all done.
Okay.
It's a piece of paper with years of filth. It's a scrap of worthless paper. It's some crumpled up paper. This place is a mess. It's a torn piece of paper.
We'll pick up all the pieces of paper because they're there. There might be something underneath them. Skanky paper.
Ew.
Discarded paper.
Good riddance.
Aha! There's a handbook. Oh, we just got rid of those pieces of paper. We don't actually have them in our inventory. Security handbook. Pillowtronics Incorporated factory security is very important to us. The Pillowtronics factory contains highly proprietary machinery and technology. A breach of security is a breach of each of us. When making the rounds, be sure to check into each security box within 5 minutes of the last box. When the correct time is entered, the station light will turn green. If the factory AI is engaged, it's important to never enter the factory unless the SR1s have been disengaged. Pillowtronics Incorporated will not be responsible for any death or dismemberment that results in failure to shut down all factory AI before entering. Failure to check in at the proper times could result in factory lockdown. If factory lockdown occurs, the PF1 master tube may need to be reset. The CEO is the only one with the proper instructions for resetting the PF1. For security and time code information, call 4028. Approved, Charles Chuck Edmund, Pillowtronics CEO. This seems like a lot of effort. That's going to be the 4 codes which we have to, or the 4 machines which we have to clock into or whatever.
It's a map of the abandoned factory.
Oh, do we have to put the pocket watch into these? Okay. Because I have that circular space there. Yeah. Okay. Within 5 minutes of the last box. So there's one there. Is that 5 minutes real time or 5 minutes game time? Time hasn't been passing in this game, really.
I see another time clock back there, but this truck's in the way.
Ah, okay.
It's an old discharged battery bolted into the truck. I can't move it with my hands. It's rusted in place.
Is that what we need the Wrenchtron 3000 for? Aha!
It's an old discharged battery. It's an old discharged battery.
Maybe I have to get Francis to charge that up, because he can shock things?
It appears to be the on-off lever for this electric truck. It's now in the off position.
Yeah, okay. If we put it on, it's not going to do anything, is it? There's no battery in it. Yeah. It still kind of weirds me out how smooth some of these things moving. Christmas was always good, as always. Time off is always welcome. Well, that's nice. I'm glad. That, it was good. This book isn't about hands at all. I've been lied to. Kira is most disappointed. Was that something in there? I saw something glinting in there.
It's locked and there's no handle.
Well, kick it down then. We can't climb through the broken windows. Guess glass sharp, but... Okay. Let's go to the hotel. Oh, I can't actually give this to you, can I? Like, we can't set an object down on the ground. Okay, so where has a battery charger been? Hey, Quickie Pal, do you charge batteries?
Welcome to Quickie Pal. Can I help you find anything?
He doesn't want it.
I guess not. Can you get batteries charged at like a roadside convenience store? I suppose it's not a... like at a petrol station?
Evening, Ransom.
It's not a petrol station, there's no pumps there. So, I guess not. Is there something else which is causing electricity to be discharged? Well, this is a long shot and I doubt it's going to work, but there is those exposed wires in the sewer.
It doesn't work with that.
Yep, sure. Nope. Okay. There's nowhere at the circus. Can't charge it at the arcade. Okay, let's get you to the factory. Okay. They don't say anything about it, they just look at it.
It's locked, and there's no handle.
Okay.
Pillowtronics, the mechanized pillow factory of the future. Established 1954. I remember this happy pillow guy. In fact, Uncle Chuck gave me a pillow that looked just like this. Gave me freaking nightmares.
I was going to say, I don't think a pillow with arms and legs on it, and a face on it would be that comfortable.
When those security lights are all green, the door can be unlocked.
Okay. Those are the little these thingies, time clocks.
It's a Doortron 3000, but it's missing its tube. It's a tube socket for Uncle Chuck's secret PF001 Tron tube.
Okay. We need to get one of those from somewhere. There's nothing up there. Come on.
I see another time clock back there, but this truck's in the way. It's a heavy-duty restraining strap and bolt, and needs a wrench to loosen it. It appears to be the on-off lever for this electric truck.
Yep.
It's now in the off position.
Yep. It's a truck. There's not much more to say about it than that.
There's a radiation sign on this silo. Must be radioactive waste. I'm not touching that slime with my bare hands. It's a map of the abandoned factory.
Mm-hmm.
Nice photo.
Yeah, no one else has... I'm guessing no one else has anything else to say about it. Okay. Let's see if we can get in there. Actually, no, we can't because the truck's in the way. What am I doing? And they can't go in there unless they have a warrant. Or
I can't reach that.
Reyes can't. Okay. Let me see. Am I going to guess that the tube which we need is in Chuck's tomb? Or is it in a house somewhere? We have a tube. But it's not the right one. And we have a broken one there as well.
There's nothing inside. There's nothing inside.
We've been through all this. There's nothing in Chuck's laboratory which we can get or use to charge a battery.
I still get lost after all these years.
I'm like, oh, door. But it's the second door which we need to take. Fingerprint reader. I was just thinking, I saw suspects of dust somewhere, so... Where were they? They were in the hotel. I'm just going to go and pick them up. They were in the, con room. Well, there was one down there. There's one.
Shut up in there! Every child will want an Ewok toy to cuddle with.
Oh. I don't know if there's anything else we can do at the radio tower. What was the tube here? Okay. It's that version. And there was one down here, was there? Or did we pick this one up again? We picked it up again. Yes, it had a tube there, but I removed it. There's nothing on this screen, is there? Yep, no. Oh, the vista's right there.
Hi there.
I think we've done everything there. Done everything there. Or at least everything for the moment. Know where to charge the battery in the town hall. Okay. Let me have a look at the factory again. Actually, let's okay.
Not leaving Dad's watch behind.
Yes, yes.
I need to find the correct time to set it to.
$4028.
Thank you for calling the Pillowtronics Automated Security Information Line. For today, proper start time for Station 1 is 2:05.
What was that? Station 1? 2. Okay, 2:05.
It doesn't work with that.
No, we have to spin it all the way around. There we go. We have to go over to here. I'm thinking this is actually not timed. It's just, like, it would be if you were doing it for reals. But, since we're not, like, actually doing it for security purposes, we're just setting them to the appropriate times. 3. Okay, and then 4, which is behind the truck, which we can't open. Yep, they're all done. There's nothing else in here, is there? No. Okay.
It's an old discharged battery.
Yeah, you can see the charge on it. Or it's flashing that it's empty. Like my phone. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope we're doing well.
I need to get into the factory to steal, find the secret to the AI.
Yes, yes. Well, we're working on that. Not suspicious at all. There is this door, but...
It doesn't seem to fit.
Yes, yes.
It's a very strange-looking tool.
Let's get Ransom here to get his opinion of things.
I see another time clock back there, but this truck's in the way.
Yeah.
It's a heavy-duty restraining strap and bolt and needs a wrench to loosen it.
Yes, yes, okay. So the same thing's there.
There's a radiation sign on this silo. Must be radioactive waste. I'm not touching that slime with my bare hands. I can't push that.
Made you touch it.
I can't pull that.
Okay.
It's a map of the abandoned factory.
What do you think about the photo?
Dogs, kids. The world would be better off without either of them.
Okay. Oh, what do you think about the mascot? I can't do anything with those barrels. Nope.
Pillowtronics, the mechanized pillow factory of the future. Established 1954. They have a pillow freak as a mascot, and they wouldn't make a ransom doll?
It is kind of a terrible mascot. Oh, saw that. He clipped through the terrain briefly there. Just a little.
It's a Doortron 3000, but it's missing its tube. It's a large red button.
Push it.
Nothing happens. The doors are locked and there's no place for a key. They're lights.
How many lights are there? Okay.
It's locked and there's no handle.
Just push it.
It's locked and there's no handle. I
Pull
don't
it.
want to close that. I don't want to close that.
I said pull, but you're saying close. Open it.
It's locked and there's no handle.
Okay. He seems so surprised by that. Do we have anything we could use to open the locked door? I have a wrench, but I don't think that would work. Unless we can break the door down with a wrench, but I don't think that would be the answer. It's funny just having this crowd of people just like standing around the door or just standing around.
Thanks.
What do you think of this?
It's an old discharged battery.
Yeah, okay. So there's not really that much else we can do there. Unless there's a specific spot I have to, like, put this down on.
It doesn't work with that.
But I can't, like, just put it on the table.
It doesn't work with that.
And then wait for something mysterious to, potentially try and charge it. Is someone in here be able to do something with this? Hey! No, I can't.
Pew, pew, pew.
Hey, Ron Gilbert! Help me with this battery. You've got computers, you've got cables. Maybe you could give it a charge from the power socket or something.
Starships in bottles, handmade.
I didn't want to talk to you.
Bye.
You will not find better starships in a bottle
Bye.
than the...
And there wasn't anything else up here. Can we put it on the podium?
It doesn't work with that.
No. Have we seen another truck somewhere? You won't go in there.
I don't want to go in there. It smells really...
Yep. And you can't do anything here because you won't go into Ransom's...
I can't reach that.
Into Ransom's carriage, and you won't go into the tent. There's nothing over there. Won't see that.
We interrupt our hostile takeover non-stop music with this important message. The government is brainwashing you with secret transmissions. We just don't know where they are coming from. And now back to our special hostile takeover song.
I remember that poster. Gave me nightmares. It's a mixing board, but I can't see the controls from here. Impressive mic. It's a record. There's a record on top of the turntable. Looks like the radio station is on the air. There's a thick layer of dust on it. And a message. No one's taking my desk or anything else in here. I have glue. CS. I can't. It's been glued to the floor.
Can we get the dust off of it? I guess the dust hasn't been, you know, glued to the floor. Because actually, I do kind of need a bit more dust for the kit here.
There's no more fingerprint powder left.
But apparently I can't get that. Yeah. That's for the phones. We've already messed with that. And I don't think that tube can help us anymore. I should probably pick it up anyway. We did that to get the tickets to go into the ThimbleCon. There we go.
KSCUM's phone system is now out of order.
Well. We'll replace it if we need to. Let's see. Perhaps do we have to get the news reporter to go into the forest? Nope.
Please don't mess with the police scanner. I'm waiting for a call about a man out by the factory being falsely reported.
Is that... Do we need to do that again? I don't see why we would need to do that. If we did. Because we can go to the factory. What was their phone number? What was that called? In... Wasn't it? Oh no, that's not how I do it. It's not a phone. I don't call it. Wait, what's this for?
It's a special tool to remove vacuum tubes in the TX and AT class.
Yep, okay.
It's an official law enforcement police radio. No thanks. That's official law enforcement equipment.
Okay. It did occur to me that only the federal agents could mess with that. Since technically they are the law.
It's a police radio. Look, we already have a map. No need to trick Natalie again.
Okay.
It doesn't have any buttons. Must be for incoming calls only.
Right. Well, that idea is completely gone.
Innocent.
I don't think we've got anything to do with you.
So long, Willie.
Get me out of here or get bent.
It doesn't work on that. It won't fit there.
Do we have a key for it? Office key.
It doesn't work in that.
Hang on. I picked that key up ages ago. But there's no door which would need it. If there is a room here which would use it, I guess it would be inside.
It doesn't work in that.
Yeah.
It's locked, and there's no handle.
And apparently no keyhole either. So this is the key which we got from Uncle Chuck's room. It was behind a painting next to a safe. The safe which has the fingerprint reader on it, which we haven't been able to open.
It's the wrong size tube. This is a TX1138 size tube. That needs a PF001 tube.
Yep. Can we go to the vacuum tube store in... I feel like she said something about that. When we were talking to her about other things. I don't know whether I'd be able to get her to repeat that or not.
She's too far away.
Hi, Dolores. Oh, let's go over to the counter where we can talk.
Yeah, hello.
Welcome to Ricky's Down the Tubes. How can I help you?
Do you have a PF001 tube in stock?
Oh, the PF001 is a top secret tube that only Chuck knew about. But I have never seen one in person. I don't have any in stock, but I think there was only 1 or 2 produced. But if I had the design for one, I could probably make it for you.
Right.
I have to go now. See you soon.
Did he mention something about them in here? I'm guessing that might be what's in his... what's in the, safe in his room. If only Chuck knew about it, how come she knows what it is? That is, yeah, that did strike me when they were saying that. I don't know. Insider information. I don't know. I guess perhaps she knew about them, but not what exactly they looked like. So, like, specifications of it are unknown. Since we're getting the, you know, design documents for it seems. Oh, you're going through here. Everyone's in this secret club.
It's a puddle full of muddy water. It doesn't work with that. It will only work in the non-existent Betamax player.
Non-existent? I guess in this game it's
I don't want to
non-existent.
play games with my Starship now. Ugh, smells awful. I can't put it in there.
Yeah, well, apparently that puddle doesn't accept cartridges. Funny that. Wait, really? We've gone the wrong way already. How? Didn't it say that way? This way. This way. This should just lead us to that X on the ground. Yep. But we don't have a shovel to dig it up. Could we charge...
The map is useless in this forest.
We couldn't get to the thimbleberry bush anymore either. We can't charge this at the radio tower, can we, or anything like that?
Nerd.
Give the battery to Ransom. Climb up there. Okay. Whoop. Do a jump. Oh. Well, there's nothing else up there. Okay. That's that lever. All that does is turn off the radio station, and then we can go into the radio room for a brief amount of time. But we've already done that. We don't need to mess with that anymore, I don't think. There's nothing else in there. There is a microphone. Can't mess with the microphone, can we?
What the hell is this? Looks complicated. Serves him right for that radio show. Now I better get out of here fast.
Oh no, we're off the air again?
Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. You didn't see anything.
I'm not going in there. They did a whole half.
Bye. Just ignore all the people standing around the radio tower. It's a complete coincidence.
Impressive, Mike. That doesn't seem to work.
We can pick up the record again. That just turns it over.
I can't. It's been glued to the mixing board.
Can't close it from the inside.
I can't. It's been glued to the floor.
Phew, what a climb.
Okay.
That doesn't seem to work.
Oh. Hello again. Nothing's going on here.
What are you doing in my control booth?
Oh, looks like you're busy. Bye.
Okay, all back to normal again.
Okay. There's nothing at the cemetery now, is there? No.
Hi, Dolores. You back for some more of my great postal jokes?
It's great to see you love your job. See ya, George.
Come back soon, Dolores.
Hello. Welcome, welcome. Merry late Xmas. Welcome back. Well, thank you. Merry late Christmas to you as well. I hope you had an enjoyable time. You got another person to play Trespass and she's really enjoying it. I think I hosted her once. Elvis show. Oh, yes. Yes, I remember her. Well, I'm glad. That game is very fascinating.
Their boxes.
I do mean to do it
shipped.
at some point.
Or picked up. Their boxes waiting to be shipped. Or picked up. But
maybe
not
a full
anyone in this
playthrough.
game.
Yep, sure. But, you know, just for curiosity's sake,
It's a
I
postal
suppose.
scale. It says, for government use only, violators will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Yep. That'll probably be like $20. Okay, let's see.
It doesn't work with that.
No, it spits sparks, but I guess it's not enough to charge a battery. Okay, let me see. We've got the battery's empty. We have to charge the truck somehow. I guess we have to charge the battery up. Is there a place which we can charge the battery from? Movie rental machine doesn't do anything like that, does it? No. It just spits out movies. Apparently it's got a whole bunch of movies stored in there. Unless it's beaming them from a satellite and then creating them inside of it. There's an electric fence apparently when we find that place, so maybe we need to do that. If we could charge this battery off the electric fence. But then that leads back to the original problem of how do we get to the secret place. Could this mean anything else? 32, 12, 87. It's not directions on which way to go. 3, 2, 1, 2, 8, 7. 8, 7 doesn't make sense, so don't think that works. Like the third path from the left, then the first path, and then the second path, and then the fourth path or whatever. Oh, to set it up as a fan patch isn't that straightforward. Oh yeah, okay. 3. Let's see. 3, 2. 1. And 2. But then 8, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 paths here. So that doesn't work. Yeah, I guess the fan patch requires you to like put files in different folders and maybe configure it so that it's specific to like what machine you run.
Great. Now I'm carrying around a handful of black soot.
Okay. Well, we've got that. Is that the answer I'm looking for?
That will just make a big mess.
Well, that's kind of the point. What can I use the soot on? Everyone meet up at the forest. You're now prepared a simple package for people who want to play for an easy installation. Well, that's nice of you.
Evening, Ransom.
I think the most complicated things I've had to install are like... I don't know. I'm still struggling with Baldur's Gate 2. I haven't looked at it for a while. That's kind of convoluted. So... mostly it's just because I have... it's like very specific for the type of Baldur's Gate you have. And I have the original Baldur's Gate, but I don't have the expansion, so it's sort of... anyway, hey, hold this.
Happy to help. It's an odd-looking plumber. It's fine black powder.
No. Use...
Plenty of powder now.
There we go. Okay, we can dust things for prints.
We need this for agent business.
Okay. We can't give it to Dolores. That means that whatever I need to get it from...
Thanks. I don't want to waste the powder on that.
Okay, we need something else.
There's a fingerprint brush, plenty of fingerprint powder, but it's missing the fingerprint tape.
We could get some more tape at the post office, perhaps. The thing is, I feel like we'd have to dust something which we haven't got in our inventory, because putting something into our inventory would pretty much automatically mean it's got our fingerprints on it, not the person's we're looking for. But we picked up the knife and printed and dusted that for prints, and apparently that was fine, so... I don't know. What can we get which is more specifically... Chucks. The key?
Oh, I love carrying stuff. I don't want to waste the powder on that. I don't want to waste the powder on that.
I'm being quiet because I'm deep in thought. Let's see. Pardon. Sorry for bumping my mic filter. You've been playing Trespassing yourself again. There's a lot of fan-made levels. I sort of... I remember reading that there was quite a bit of a modding and map-making community around it. People wanting to create the game as it was supposed to be by the developers. The game does have a lot of potential to it from the engine, which the developers weren't able to fully realize, from what I understand. It's very interesting just for how it does things, even if there are engines which do things like which it does much better now, but anyway. Can I dust the door to try and find out how to open it? Because is it like you have to press a specific spot?
I don't want to waste the powder on that.
A specific brick in the wall or something? No, doesn't seem so.
I don't want to waste the powder on that. I don't want to waste the powder on that. I don't want to waste the powder on that.
So I can't give this to Dolores. That means that what we need it for is outside of the mansion. And only the agents can have it? There's no difference between them as to areas they can access, so whether I have it on Reyes or Reyes, it doesn't matter.
Like I don't have enough to carry already.
Yep.
Happy to help.
That means also they can't go into the circus to use it there. Would there be something at the hotel? Or is this for some... No, okay, so what am I doing this for? What I'm guessing is that I can use this to get a fingerprint for the fingerprint reader on the safe in Chuck's room in the mansion. It could also possibly be used to get another arrest warrant or something like that. But so far... we haven't been finding any other items, I think, for that. I don't think we have. So, yeah, that's kind of a no point. Unless we have to go into Chuck's tomb, use the dust on his hand, and get a fingerprint that way. I don't know whether they have a closed coffin or something like that at the cemetery. We haven't gone into his tomb yet because I don't know how to. There's apparently a button in the wall, but I don't know how we'd access that. We can see it, but I can't press it. And I don't have a long stick or something to press it with. And I'm guessing Francis, the ghost, has to actually float through there and zap the button from the inside. But he can't leave the hotel. You see, there's like... If what I'm thinking is true, then that means that there's several steps we have to perform beforehand, because that would mean getting Francis out of the hotel would be the first thing which we need to do. However, I don't know where the secret book is, and that's what we need to gain the ability to lose the hotel. Francis can talk to what's his name, but he doesn't, what's it, Xavier upstairs in the penthouse, but he doesn't say what the book's name is. If we've heard what the name of the book is before, I've forgotten it. I've gone through all the books in the occult bookstore, and I don't think any of them stood out to me. Not that it would matter, because I don't know the name of the book was, but I'm guessing perhaps that we get the book from there. Unless it's just called The Secret Book or something like that. It's just called Secret Spellbook. Very literal.
Hi, Virgil.
Hi, Franklin.
Do you know how we can get out of the hotel?
I know there's a way you can visit your dead relatives. If you have the spell book and offering left for the dead, that is. I don't know how the spell worked exactly, but I know the secret room smelled really nice.
Yep.
See you soon, Virgil. The elevator isn't on this floor.
How's it on the penthouse floor when we're downstairs? Oh. Okay. Is it because I had Dolores up there? And then I used the map to exit the hotel. And that way they don't use the elevator to get back down to the ground floor, so the elevator remains up on the top floor. Somehow they get down from the top floor of the hotel without using the elevator. They just, I don't know, take the stairs or something.
Hey, new ghost, I told you not to bug me.
Yeah.
Can I please have the crystal so I can speak to Dolores one last time?
Not a chance, new ghost. The crystal behind me has untold powers, and no one will ever get it.
Yes, yes.
Bye, Xavier. Sorry for bothering you.
Stay away from my crystal.
Ooh. Mom always said I wouldn't amount to much. Maybe I should just find a hole to crawl into. I'll never get to finish that delicious sandwich. Turn lemons into lemonade. I don't even like lemonade. Maybe I should just find a hole to crawl into. I can't do anything right.
Stay away from my crystal. The crystal is impervious.
Better than the view from the balcony.
He just says stuff regardless of where we are, so. Nothing up there, is there? No. Why do they have issues going like... Anyway,
The doors are locked, and there's no place for a key.
no extra area over to the right there? No.
How touching. If you like kids and pets, which I don't.
Oop, speck of dust.
Just your everyday glowing radioactive waste. I'm not touching that slime with my bare hands.
Ah. Hey Dolores, I hope you don't mind about contaminating your nice trophy.
It's now filled to the brim with radioactive waste.
This seems like a brilliant idea.
It's my math trophy filled with radioactive waste. Luckily, it's made out of solid pewter.
I mean, is pewter radiation protected? I mean, it's not like it matters. It doesn't have a lid on it. I know, I would have thought it would be lead, but, I mean, there's lead pewter, but that's because it's a mixture of two metals, isn't it? Warhammer models used to be lead pewter. It was always recommended you wash your hands after you touched them. But, you need a lot of lead to really be poisoned by it. Okay, so we've got radioactive waste now. Do I put this in the puddle? Yep. No, it makes their feet glow. Okay.
It's a puddle full of muddy radioactive water.
Oh, everyone's going to get like... Oh, man. Okay, someone going to come? Yeah, well, we've been watching people come through here the whole time. You've got the head. Let's make Ransom leave. Okay. Trespasser would have been a VR game nowadays. Lends itself perfectly for it. It would certainly be interesting to see those dinosaurs in, you know, in VR. The way they slide around drunkenly. Oh, look. Okay, footprints. We don't actually have to watch someone step through it. It's just footprints appear once we come back. Okay, there we go. Progress. I think it's my favorite thing about Trespasser. Even just though all the physics, even though all the, you know, physics puzzles in it are before Half-Life 2, but it's how the animation for the dinosaurs are done. Hey, here we go. Woody's Pizza Shack. Government sucks. Danger. No trespassing. Electric fence.
Ouch!
I said look at it, not shock yourself on it.
It's the math trophy I won when I was 12 and attending a summer program at Thomas Bodeman's School of Mathematics. It's made out of solid pewter, except for the infinity symbol, which is pure titanium.
It's now got a half-life of about, I don't know, 2,000 years. Okay, where's that battery? There it is. Secret bunker. Oh, secret. Thank you for... Yeah. There we go. She's just standing there with her hands on her hips. You're an idiot. Do not play around. Do not play on or around. This means you. Keep out. Yeah.
It's a security keypad.
Yeah, we had a 321287. Verajaka?
It's a pizza van.
The pizza people were behind it the whole time. Ooh. What? I wasn't expecting that. He's completely unfazed by this. This reminded me of something out of that game. What's it called? Barn Finders? No. The lair of the pizza people. Pizza.
Dolores had.
Like
Are you gonna
Bowman.
use your mind control ray on us?
Hello.
Out. Out. Out before you change my mind.
Oh. Okay. What about Ransom? He's the only person here who isn't, like, related to Chuck Edmund and the government, so... He's also open about his hatred of Chuck, so... Yeah. Actually, thinking on the whole VR thing for Trespasser, I would think actually, yeah, the arm would work better in VR than it would with
Ransom,
the actual person
to our important
than in the normal game.
Waiting for you. And don't forget to take your goodie bag before leaving.
Okay. So how's it going?
Thanks for coming. Stay vigilant.
What is this place?
It's our secret bunker. Brett built it so we can finally be safe from the government and their high-frequency mind control waves.
Okay.
They only work above ground.
Are you even a pizza guy?
It's just a cover, so I can go find new recruits without drawing the eye of the man. It's like Brett always tells me, you got to blend in.
Oh, and a giant slice of talking pizza totally blends in here in a town that doesn't have a pizza joint, right?
Exactly. hide in plain sight.
Oh.
Idiot.
He's impervious to sarcasm.
Why a pizza costume?
It was on
Why
sale.
not something less conspicuous, like a clown costume?
Duh. Like I'd go above ground without protection from the signals, you gomer. My whole pizza suit is lined with foil.
You crinkle when you walk.
You're wearing a foil-lined pizza costume, and I'm the Gomer. Moron. How many morons have you recruited so far?
I got quite a few of the townfolk on board now. We got the Pigeon Sisters, George the Postman, Carney Joe, DJ Cassie. We're growing, but we still gotta keep it on the down low. I can't have the sheriff getting suspicious and trying to shut us down.
Good thing there ain't anything suspicious about you, face.
Carney Joe, so that's where he ended up. The voice of this clown is so perfect. It is, it fits him really well. I think I like the clown most out of all the characters. I like Dolores too. The two federal agents kind of suffer from a lack of personality, I feel. I think most of the effort went into Ransom, especially for his dialogue, I think. The other characters tend to have rather stock standard replies. Dolores has some difference because of her knowledge of technology and all that. But yeah, Reyes and Ray's dialogue could be a bit more interesting. Or just a bit more, I don't know. Reyes just has that whole sort of, I'm cynical and, you know, kind of sarcastic about everything, but it's sort of, anyway.
You know, you're crazy, right?
You just think that because you've been on the surface too long, dude. If you stay down here and let the effects of the signals wear off, you'll realize how much sense this all makes.
Oh boy.
Or you could wrap your head in tinfoil and protect your brain.
You! I ain't ruining my clown fro for some conspiracy nut job. Do you really believe this conspiracy crap?
I trust my brother. Brett is like the smartest guy I know, and he explained everything to me. Like how mucus phlegm secretly makes games that deny us free will, and CDs are a government conspiracy to prevent us from playing songs backwards and picking up their coded messages.
Your brother's a loon, kid. I think I left my hot plate on. Gotta run. What a waste of time.
Don't forget to take a goodie bag.
Okay. Oh, there's goodie bags. Big pigeon.
We're starting the meeting now. Please, gather around.
He really should crinkle when he walks.
Hello all, thank you for coming to this very important informational meeting. I'm Brett Lockdown, and that's my brother Chet guarding the elevator.
Hiya.
First I have to ask, any feds here?
No way.
All right then, let's begin. Have you heard the signals? The government is controlling your mind. They are taking away your free choice. We are becoming mindless sheep with no control over our destiny. Fight back. Are you with us?
Yeah!
Squawk!
Yes, I'm with you. Yeah.
That's all for now. Stay vigilant. And don't forget to take a goodie bag before you leave.
Out of the way! Watch it!
No pushing.
Out of the way!
No shoving! Ow! No pushing!
Ouch!
Squeal!
Watch it.
Nope.
They all fit in the elevator? Yoink. Can we take more than one?
I already got one.
Okay. That guy looked familiar. He looked like, oh, what's his name? Ed, is it? The son of Dr. Ed from Day of the Tentacle. Ned? I think it's Ned, actually. Though this apparently he's called Brett, so. But similar model. At least some guy wearing, you know, military, like camo.
How thoughtful. Treats. It's pretty heavy. It's a brick wrapped in aluminum foil.
Okay.
Looks like a strange floppy disk. It says Silbury Hacker Boot Disk on the label.
Right. Is this where those cutscenes were coming from? I don't know. Static-filled TVs? Maybe they have been, like, seeing strange things going on around town. There certainly are strange things going on around here.
Thanks for coming. Stay vigilant.
You know, I was expecting more lollies in this goodies
I
bag.
left my hot plate on. Gotta run.
I'm a bit disappointed about that.
Waste of time.
Don't forget to take a goodie bag.
I already got one.
Okay. I don't think I could go further to the left there, so we got some items. 6 more specks of dust. We're getting there. Okay, so what can I do with this? Open this?
Hard to unwrap.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a sheet of aluminum foil.
Aluminium foil.
It's a brick of C4 explosive. Better be very careful with this.
Yeah, that's not just a brick. Okay. So can we open it?
I can't open that.
I guess not. Do you use a brick for something in the factory? Because we have this battery charged up now. I never noticed that the items actually jiggle a little bit when you mouse over them. Or I've noticed, but I haven't like mentioned that I noticed. Nice little detail. Give this to you.
You take this for a while. I'm tired of carrying this. Here, you're not carrying enough.
Okay, what do you say about these?
Looks like a strange floppy disk. It says Silbury Hacker Boot Disk on the label.
That reminds me, my dad had recently bought a USB floppy disk reader, but apparently it wasn't having any success reading floppy disks. I tried it with 3 of my own, but none of them worked. And I'm pretty sure my floppy disks still work. They have been sitting next to my desk for the last 20 years or so, but I don't know. It's in a dry place and they're not near magnets, so I would assume they're still fine. Just wasn't able to read any of them. And sort of read one apparently, but yeah. Unfortunate. Magnetic medium lasts forever. I don't know. It was sort of, it seemed like maybe it was just being a bit spotty reading things. Don't suppose anyone's got a USB floppy disk drive which they would recommend.
It's a sheet of
3
aluminum
1/4
foil.
would be it, not 5 1/4.
It's a brick of C4 explosive. Better be very careful with this.
Okay. Let's go to your room and use this on your C64.
The disk is in the wrong format. It doesn't work in that.
Okay. So we need another computer then? Let's go to the abandoned factory and do that battery thing now.
The label says, how?
Get it. Maybe it needs a cable with 2 USB connectors on the other end. Some devices require more power. 1 USB port isn't enough then. I got that for my USB DVD drive. Huh. Perhaps. Because as I said, it did sort of, apparently it did read 1 floppy disk all right. But all the others, especially even when I tried it with 3 of my own, it just sort of sat there trying to read it and then said, your disk needs formatting. But you got that for USB DVD drive. Okay. That might be something. I might mention that then. Thank you. Use that on there. Do we need to close that? I guess we would. Makes me want to like hunt down the 5 1/4 USB floppy disk drive. And it's terrible. I'm going to end up with a
I can't move it with my
486
hand.
computer.
It's rusted in place.
You know, it's a terrible path to head down, I know, collecting old electronics. I hate that I say old electronics. There it goes.
I don't trust you.
He says as he just made a car drive into the wall. Oh, it broke through the wall. Okay. Can we turn it off? There we go. Okay, so the next one would be 220. There we go. Ooh. Goes from micro USB to 2 times USB 2.0. One of the extra USB 2.0 connectors is just there to provide power. Okay. Yeah. Is that like an extra adapter with 2 ends on it? Because this drive only came with the 1 USB port on it. So, unless I would assume it would be all self-contained, but it seems odd if you need to have 2 specifically for it. Thank you very much for the help. I appreciate it.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Oh, right. We need the tube socket. Can I adjust that button?
I don't want to waste the powder on that. I don't want to waste the powder on the doors are locked and there's no place for a key.
Right. So the problem
It's the key card for my room.
The problem was this now. Okay, so the CEO is the only one with the proper instructions for resetting to PF1. Charles Edmund is the CEO, so...
I don't want to waste the powder on that. I don't want to waste the powder on that.
We can't go to the mansion now.
58. Where have I heard that address before?
First time I've heard that. Is that a phone number also? Nope, apparently not.
I can't do that from here.
Yes, you can. Just run up to it. You'll just get... Yep.
All right there. You canna come in. Been remodeling with me rusty shovel. Loads of holes around.
I have no idea what you just said. Okay then. I'll be back.
Scared of the man with a shovel. Okay. Mine looks like this. Let me just have a look at this. Okay, okay. Right, I don't have the make of the drive here anywhere. Yeah, oh well. Anything in there? No. Okay, let's see. So we put in all the times, but we still need the tube. And either we get the instructions to make a tube, which is in the safe, or the tube itself is in the safe. I'm going to go with the instructions are in the safe. To do that, we need a fingerprint. To get a fingerprint, I'm guessing we need to get into the tomb. What have I got now that we could do for that? We have the C4. What can we do as a C4? What do we need to blow up? Can we blow up the cemetery door? That seems incredibly disrespectful, but well, We've got explosives. Better use them on something.
That would make a huge mess. It's a sheet of aluminum foil.
What can we use aluminium for?
I'd better save it for something else.
We can wrap it up again.
It's pretty heavy. It's a brick wrapped in aluminum foil.
Do we need to blow up the radio tower? See, I don't know why we'd need to do that.
That would make a huge mess.
Can we just blow the doors open? Seem to go by the name dual power USB cable. Okay, okay. As I said, thank you very much. Let's see. Use.
That would make a huge mess.
That doesn't work.
I'd better save it for something else.
Tilbury Hacker boot disk. SH. Has there been any other computers around here somewhere? We've gone to your bedroom, but and you can't use it on your computer. So, is there anything in Chuck's room for it? I don't think so. But let's just make sure. Look at that! I didn't go into the wrong door this time. I was paying attention.
It doesn't work in that.
Yeah. Blow open the safe.
That would make a huge mess.
Can we put the aluminium foil in the microwave?
Pretty dark in here.
That seems like a fantastic idea.
I'd better save it for something else.
Nope. Like, it's just C4. Like, I don't know much about explosives, but essentially it'd just be like having an unlit stick of dynamite. How do you activate C4? Don't you put like a charge through it or something? Do we have to blow open the Laserdisc chalet? We gotta make it ranged laser discs. No one's got a computer anywhere.
It's too late.
You weren't down there.
Welcome to the Thimbleweed Park Occult Bookstore, Dolores. The bubblefish has a banana.
Goodbye, Madam Marina.
Come back anytime, Dolores.
With that, we're just gonna leave.
She doesn't want it.
No.
She doesn't want it.
No.
She doesn't want it.
Yeah, fine. I can't go down there as you anyway. It's interesting that I could put the foil back onto the brick.
He doesn't want it. It doesn't work in that.
That doesn't have a drive, so... Hang on. There is some computers up here. That one doesn't look like it has a drive either.
The disc is in the wrong format. Ugh, I'd love to talk to him, but I'm too shy. What with him being famous and all.
Right. There's not
Shut
another
up in
computer
there.
upstairs.
Don't start that Batman argument again.
Everyone's excited about the new Batman films coming out.
Looks pretty dark down there. I can't see anything there, but it's pretty stinky.
Welcome to
Hello
Quickie
again.
Pal. Hi, Dolores.
My uncle wasn't perfect. Uncle Chuck was human after all. There's another side to the man he showed in public.
Yeah, but I bet it was even more awesome than the one we got to see. I always wished he was my uncle. Although it would have made my crush on you in high school super weird.
Barf-tastic.
Okay.
See ya, Leonard.
Come back soon, Dolores.
Can we give you this brick?
He doesn't want it. That doesn't seem to work. It's a sheet of aluminum foil.
I need to get into the factory to steal, find the secret to the AI.
I tried to blow open the main door, but that wasn't good. Maybe we blow up this side door.
That would make a huge mess. I'd better save it for something else.
Do we have to throw the brick through a window? Is there something which is powered by explosives?
That would make a huge mess. I'd better save it for something else. Hello, Agent Ray. I need to go.
Nothing important. Let's see. There's a pile of rubble down in the sewers. Maybe we could use the C4 to blow that up, but I don't know whether there'd be anything behind all that. Unless it's like...
Oh, I love carrying stuff.
I'm gonna give you that
Thanks.
as well, just in case. Back to the sewers we go. That guy's getting awfully soggy there. So where was it? No. Can I control this with the keyboard? No. I can control the mouse with the keyboard. Enter to move. It's interesting. Can I use the numpad? Nope. And you can't move this on the diagonals. Okay, here we go.
That would make a huge mess.
Well, it's already a huge mess. Maybe it would improve things. Do I have to blow open that safe which is in the water?
That would make a huge mess.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I might send Ransom back down the,
That would make a huge mess.
It would blow the view. It would blow the view up.
That doesn't seem to... I can't push that.
You can't go down there because you're, you know, little agent. Let's go like that way. Gotta go through the entire forest. At least you don't make me do that. Oh, but I see that the steps just happened to fade out just as they got here.
It's locked.
Oh, we
It's a
can't
pizza van.
go back down there? Spooky forest trail, electric fence.
It's a locked, bolted, and electrified gate. Oh, it's a brick of C4 explosive. That would make a huge mess. I'd better save it for something else.
Can we use this on the radio tower?
What the? You can't carry this? What the? You can't carry this?
Up you go. You skip that. You can skip that by pressing escape.
I better save it for something else. That would make a huge mess. What the hell is this? Looks complicated.
Yeah, okay.
I better save it for something else. That would make a huge mess. I can't push that. I don't want to pick that up. I can't open that.
Oh yeah, you can watch it You can look at it flashing, but can't actually get up there. And if we pull the lever, he immediately goes back down, so... Do we have to blow up the radio station? Somehow, I doubt it. Can we put this in the cannon in the circus?
That would make a huge mess. It's my phone. One of the few things here that still works.
I mean, you don't. There wasn't a... Hold on. Even when he's not moving, he's stubbing his toe on those mime stilts.
I don't want to carry this anymore. Carry this for me.
Actually, you've already got the floppy disk, don't you? No. I thought maybe there'd be a drive or something on the safe, but I'm sure there isn't.
I don't want to open it. I can't push that. This clock looks vaguely familiar. I don't want to pick that up. That doesn't seem to work. I'd better save it for something else.
Perhaps we need this to make the vacuum tube or something. I don't know. Can I blow Willie out of his cell? Stand back.
That would make a huge mess. He doesn't want it. I should wait until he's off the phone.
Safety first savings. Your money is in our hands.
It's a rack for keys. And it's empty.
Is this an obscene phone call? I wish I could get them to stop calling. How can I help, Miss Edmund?
Goodbye, Mr. El Palo.
Come back soon, Miss Edmund.
And we don't have anything else. You want some C4?
He doesn't want it.
No. Okay. Can I really not
The label says
do anything up here now? Is it locked for ransom as well? I'm gonna guess so. That means we have done absolutely everything.
It's a sliding van door. It's locked.
Yeah. Okay.
It's locked. It's a pizza van. It's locked. I don't want to pick that up. Stick out! Stick out!
You just keep doing it?
Stick out! Stick out! Stick out!
Don't whiz on the electric fence. Go there. Can I put the C4 in the microwave? We need to make it nice and warm.
That would make a huge mess.
No one's been looking for any explosives. Aluminium. What could we use it for? I mean, it's a sheet of metal. I suppose it's conductive. Also, apparently it blocks radio waves. I'm sure we can't use that with this. I've done this.
The disc is in the wrong format.
Can you change the disc?
I can't push that.
Yeah, no. Okay.
It's my state-of-the-art Commodore 64
yes.
with dual 1541 floppy. It's not a compatible computer.
It's a Commodore. That's an Atari cartridge. Can we use a Betamax with it?
It will only work on the non-existent Betamax player.
Yep.
I'd better save it for something else.
Hey, I want you to put it into the printer on.
I'd better save it for something else.
I'm really just going around trying everything on everything. Means I'm not thinking about the problem. Did moving the truck do anything else? There's still this, but... because it did break down part of the wall, but I think that's just, like... there's nothing there to pick up.
It appears to be the on-off lever for this electric truck. It's now in the off position.
Actually, in the on position. Yeah, we can't do anything. The truck's on, but it won't move any further. There's a wall. Kind of a wall in the way. Part of a wall in the way. All of them are lit up.
It's a map of the abandoned factory.
Thinking, is there anything... I don't think there's anything else in Ransom's carriage. I don't think there's a computer anywhere here which we could use this on. So if that's the case, then that's probably something else later. Have we used something metal for something previous? No, I don't think so. Nothing's changed up here, has it? No. Been there, there's nothing there. Been everywhere along here. Been everywhere along there. I'm just not thinking of any place where we could use any of the 3 items which we just got. Ugh. That would mean to me that there would be things which we might need a bit later. But at the same time, since we just got them, I'd assume at least one of them would be immediately useful. Floppy disk hacker system. Okay, so that would probably be to maybe override the security systems in the abandoned factory. There's no computer on the outside, so we'd probably have to get inside to be able to use that. The brick of C4. The extreme thing would be to use that to blow something up. The alternative is that you need it to just scare someone, substitute for something else. Maybe you don't need to use it to blow something up at all. But I don't know what else you would use it for. I mean, it's a brick. So, what? Throw it through a window. The foil. Blocking radio transmissions, but can't wear it. Now, at least there's no wear option, and using it gives me the option to use it on something else. And since you can't use it on yourself, then that's not an option. If there's something else we can use it on, aside from the brick. I don't know where that would be. I can use it. So we use the watch on all 4 of those time thingies. All the lights are lit up, but we need to find a tube to be able to get into the factory. To be able to get that, we need... to be able to get the tube, we will need, I'm guessing, plans to create that specific tube. The plans for the tube, I'm going to say, are inside of the safe, which we need a fingerprint, which... either we get from an object which was Chuck's, or we get it from Chuck himself when we go into the tomb. If all of that is hinging on getting those fingerprints, and how would we get into the tomb? Since that is kind of, I think, the next thing we need to do, what with us having decoded the will and also gotten the pie. So how do we get into the tomb? Either we need to, well, we can't blow up the doorway to the tomb, and that doesn't seem like it would be the proper answer in the first place. There's apparently a button on the inside, but we can't press that button because either we can't reach it or I can't mouse over it.
The heavy wrought iron gate to the tomb is closed, but I see a switch inside.
Yeah, but I can't... There's no...
I don't see a way to open it, but I see a switch inside. It doesn't budge. The iron gate is way too heavy to move, but I see a switch inside.
Yeah. See, they keep saying that, but I don't have like a stick to press it with. And I don't think I've got anything which we could use. Like, can't make that, like, jump out and press a button, can you? But no, because if you use it, it just does that. So you can't use that on the door. Likewise with this.
Down, stuff burns!
Hey, Ransom. I'm sorry, where was Ransom? Is that the factory?
Hi there.
Great. More? The label says it's the official Ransom the Clown candy barfer. It's supposed to dispense one piece of candy each time you use it, but it emits deadly sparks instead.
Yeah.
Down, stuff burns! Good idea, but not while I'm holding the C4 explosive.
Okay. So is that how we light it? Maybe Ransom is likely to use it because he's just like that. Whereas everyone else is too responsible to be able to do that.
That would make a huge mess.
Do we need a fuse then for it?
That would make a huge mess. That would make a huge mess.
I don't have anything which I could use on it. Do I? No, I don't see anything. Hang on. I had a thought. Right.
What the? You can't carry this.
Okay. Let's go off into the forest. I'm not afraid of any bears. Besides, a bear attacking us would require extra animations. Okay.
That would make a huge mess.
Yeah.
Good idea, but not while I'm holding the C4 explosive. That would make a huge mess. I can't open that.
Is this going to be like in Monkey Island, where we need a shovel to be able to dig down, and then we hit concrete, and then we need the C4 to blow up the concrete underneath that? Is that what we did? How did it work in Monkey Island 2? In Monkey Island 2, you find the treasure of Big Wall. Or the cross. And you use a shovel, you dig down, you hit concrete. And then... yes, you blow it up. I can't remember how. Do you get gunpowder or something like that? Or barrel? Surprised I can't remember that. Whatever.
It says, here lies a treasure o' great value. Dig if ye must, but do not complain if 'tis not what ye expected. The map is useless in this forest.
I lost forever. Oh, wait. They actually don't step in the puddle.
It's a puddle full of muddy radioactive water. I don't want to pick that up.
Can we pick it up again with a trophy?
I don't want to use it with that.
Not anymore. Okay, we don't want it back.
I'd better save it for something else.
And again, I'm guessing that we need Doug's shovel to get in there, but he will give us a shovel when he gets money from the will being read. Because he'll buy a new shovel. So it's really just this, getting in there. Which I thought previously we'd need to get Francis to float through the door to be able to open it from the inside. Which, again, I keep going over the same points, but it's sort of to help me organize it myself, organize it all in my own head. We need to find the spell book, and I don't know where that would be. Let me check this journal. Is there anything in here? Right. Hidden the programming manual in the mansion library. One flaw in the design I need to fix. I've added a to-do to the code. So I don't know where that would be.
Fascinating.
Oh yeah, actually that's interesting because they haven't read it, so now they know a lot about Chuck, rather than just having it by osmosis through
I'm at the staircase.
reading
Should
it
I use
with
it?
Dolores. So what was it? 390? Is there a 390 up here? 309? Or 39? Fun math for the 7th grade. L's trigonometry. History is symbolic logic. Impossible math proof. Positive integers. Quintessence theorem. Not lined up properly. The layer of the count. Math facts. Meaning of life. The meteor theory. The new calculus. What's that say? Build a macaroni mansion. Yeah, there's no 3.9, so that's from taking it from the diary entry. Okay. Oh, my Guybrush. Aha. Did I read that before? I think I did. Go wherever you go. Oh, that's about board game go. Film on film. 99 classics. Night Badger. Johnson's Return. Groovin' on down. Just means these really don't like line up with the shells. I'm guessing it's going to be in like Admin's Crypt Zoo. Nothing to do with the claymation. Human photosynthesis. Yeah, I'm really not seeing anything which stands out there. Okay. Yeah, and then he gets an interesting idea for creating some kind of adventure game. And then the factory burned down. Change the time clock so that it looks like Mr. Reyes didn't check it. This is actually, yeah, it's interesting for Agent Reyes because now he knows the story about his father dying. Move them into the basement. The basement of the factory? Okay. Yep. 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 Okay. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to have to call it there for tonight. I've been spending like half an hour just umming and ahhing and trying to figure out what to do. I'm going to have to spend some time thinking about this on my own. We've made a fair bit of progress as it is. So this isn't a complete bust. No, it's not a bust. This is sitting down thinking about the puzzles is part of it. That's what I like about these games. I'm not afraid. I don't have a problem doing that on stream. Because it's the whole thought process. And I do try and voice what I'm thinking about. Though, you know, it can be a bit difficult to think and talk at the same time. So yes. I think at the moment it's mostly just trying to find the vacuum tube for that machine, which I'm guessing is going to be in the safe, as I said. I've been through all that. So, we'd have to go into the cemetery or find the secret book. You have been entertained? Well, I'm glad. That's encouraging. But no, I am enjoying it a lot. As I said, it's a little difficult trying to figure out what you're supposed to do because there's a lot of things which we have which we probably need for puzzles later on and we can't do anything with at the moment. At least from what I remember, that wasn't really a thing in Day of the Tentacle and Sam and Max Hit the Road. If you had an item, chances are you could use it then. Or it had some purpose when you got it. But there was also the fact that if you had items, they weren't like just joke items. I mean, you can chuck away any items which are jokes, but I haven't gone through all my items to do that. I'm trying to think. I mean, okay. One thing which came to mind in Sam and Max Hit the Road is the fish magnet. Spoilers for people who haven't played that, but I'm going to go over one of the puzzles in it. You find the fish magnet on a fridge? No, you get it in your inventory after you go onto the what's it called? The cone of pain? Yes, after you get your inventory back using the claim ticket. And what that does is it opens up another area, the world of fish Park. However, the magnet also has a purpose later on, which you need it to get another object. So it does have... It's like you use it when you get it, because when you look at it, you find out about the location, but it stays in your inventory to use for a puzzle later on. So I guess what I'm getting at is I'm undermining my own sort of complaint here by remembering that there was items which you needed for puzzles later on. I suppose part of that is that you in Sam & Max Hit the Road, you didn't know that you needed the magnet for a specific puzzle later on, because it sort of introduced the puzzles you needed to solve as you needed to solve them. It didn't sort of say, oh, there's this thing which you need to do with, like, getting into the tomb, for an example from this game. But what you need to be able to do to get that is several chapters into the game, as well as several puzzles ahead of where you currently may be. Anyway. Whatever. I'm having fun. It's just maybe the, you know, laying out the puzzles and all that could be a bit better. Like all this. This was like a step-by-step thing, but it was like an overall goal for a few chapters. It wasn't, as soon as you started the game, you ticked down the list. It will sort of do bits here and there and then do this. Anyway. Well, thank you very much for joining, and I hope you'll join me again next time. Let me just save this there. Okay, and we'll continue with Thimbleweed Park next time.